Good. We're live. What's up, YouTube? Good on Facebook? Facebook good. Ladies and gentlemen, what really does a US recession look like? And why you shouldn't worry about it whatsoever? And why you should prepare for it in the way I'm about to tell you? I am Mark Melnick, and this is the Newsbeat Show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Newsbeat Show. We saw some volatility in the market today. I don't have to tell you that, where the cues are just in the process of just breaking down right here, heading lower. I get it. Things are, you know, looking bad. And, really any imbecile with a microphone can tell you that. And any idiot out there could tell you, we're going to wait for these lines to break down here before we turn bearish, or we're going to wait to break up here before we turn bullish. And now that you're outside away from them, we're just going to sit back like this and wait. And yeah, you could follow people who are absolutely bringing you zero value. It's the zero value squad who could tell you something after it happened. But I obviously am not here to bring you zero value. Why on earth would I waste my time with such nonsense? So I wanted to talk about what could potentially happen afterwards, after today, and why you shouldn't worry about it. So, um, obviously, we're seeing an escalation in the US-China trade war. There were a lot of talks today. Just before I know this is a very geopolitically charged environment, and the US has been in a very geopolitically charged environment, and it just the feeling that Americans on the political spectrum are so divided now, more than they potentially ever have been. I just want to just frankly say I could give a shit less who you do or do not support, and you know what? I don't even care to hear it. That's number one. We're here to make money. I'm here to describe to you how you can make money, how you could stay safe, and how you could continue. I could care less about who you do or do not support in the United States or in China or in the geopolitics of Russia. I could care less. I could care less what you think. And the problem with that is it's very emotional. Do you agree? Do you think politics are emotional in the United States? If you do, type in 11. If you don't, type in 22. It's an opinion. My opinion are that politics are extremely emotional. They're extremely emotional. 11's across the board, right? Politics are emotional. What are you not supposed to have when you're trading? They tell you you're not supposed to be emotional when you trade, right? But we're human beings. We're naturally emotional. We're naturally subject to things. So, depending on the type of services or people you listen to out there in the ether of Wall Street, I want to say the first thing I said to the room today was, how many people like trading in a market that has drama? Do you prefer drama in the market, or do you prefer not no drama in the market? And I asked that question this morning. There's no right answer, there's no wrong answer. You either like drama or you don't like drama in the market. Me, I don't like it. Why? It's easier to make money when there's no drama, but when there is drama, it's very easy for me to make money in the weeks coming forward. And I found that very interesting on a day like today. And yes, I'm up money yet again, just keeping the consistent streak rolling. And I could show you, but it's not even about making or losing money. It's about being smart. It's about being smart. It's about people still knocking it out and just constantly grinding and making the money day after day after day after day after day after day after day. And the way we do that, and I want to show you, is by understanding these things. And if whoever you are following out there in the ether, there's thousands of whatever gurus, YouTube stars, celebrities, personalities, trading rooms, trading courses, trading services. If they didn't start today by telling you that you are going to have guaranteed geopolitical drama and that the drama is going to come whether you like it or not, if they didn't warn you for that, they did you the biggest disservice ever. If you're having a big down move today, and the guru you relied on or the guru you followed was just sitting there saying, Yeah, buy XYZ at 50, leave a stop at 49, and take profit at 52. Look, it's 2 to 1 in your favor. I'm bringing you so much value. You know, that bullshit that never works for you in the long run doesn't work for 99% of the people. Most of the time, it doesn't even work for the guru who's sharing those trades with you. Because we all know there's many other aspects to a trade, the geopolitical ramifications. Now, I'm going to go back to the original part of it. Are we going into a recession? I could share with you the trades we did today. I could share with you the stuff that put me ahead today. I could share with you. I could create I could create a mantra like I always make money, even though I almost do always make money. I could, never show you my negative days and only show you the great days. And you could think, wow, Mark is the greatest. You know what I did today? I did a Mark 5 long through 475 on FFHL. Stupid little small crap name. And I bought it through 475 and it jumped up just short of a dollar, 93 cents within 5 minutes. That was my trade. That's the reason why I'm up money today. Just that. Boom. You know what? A lot of traders left. A lot of traders called it early. A lot of traders were in trading today. I could just I could just show you some of the text messages that came this morning. I don't even know if this thing zooms in properly or whatnot for the stupid glare, but if it doesn't, I'll read it. Yeah, there we go. Best 5 days, limited trading, but great positive mindset. Thank you. This is from a trader who is also very successful in the room here, just as a lot of you are. Other things. Here, I don't know. Just wait for the stupid auto zoom focus. And these are the type of things that you should be seeing because you have to understand there are people out there who are not getting chewed up in an environment like this. There we go. Mark, thanks for strong protective words today. 0 trades for me while watching in amazement/horror. Feeling good and safe with flat P&L. Keep on, brother. And I threw him a little thumbs up after a little Homer Simpson yellow-handed thumbs up. I think Homer Simpson, they have 4 fingers, right? Not 5. Anyway, point being, somebody should have been warning you of the nonsense that was happening today. Whether you made, lost, or didn't trade, somebody should have came out and said, you are going to get huge geopolitical moves. In fact, right now, as I speak, there's probably going to be another huge geopolitical event. Is anybody mentioning that fact to you right now? Is anyone mentioning that fact to you? And I'm going to tell you what stocks you should watch out for in the short term, as well as why you shouldn't worry about the market. I'll get to that. Just bear with me. Okay. So right now, present. Let me see. How many shits do I give about your geopolitical or political preferences? Oh yeah, 0. President of the United States said that there's going to be a follow-up talk about our counter reactions to China's tariffs. So even right now, when you see the market digesting here, even when you see the cues digesting like this, you know it's going to come out. And I've been a little bit, I really don't like using the SHIT word for fecal matter or situations like this. But I talk to people in these other services and they're just blindsided every time. They're blindsided. They're having trades thrown out at them and be careful and they're just like it's the zero value squad. And as I told you before, unless you can really appeal to 99% of the lowest common denominator, as I said yesterday, unless you could show that trader how to make money, you are running an unsuccessful room. Well, it could be successful for the broadcasters of the room, just not the majority of the people in the room who are trading. And that is something that I put a focus on. I've been, running rooms for 12 years. I started at T3. I'm ending at T3. This is me now. That was me then. This is me now. This is my home. And nothing pisses me off more than people getting blindsided by this action when it was so obvious. We had the Jackson Hole, we had the China things. It's so obvious, it's predictable ahead of time. Let me ask you guys, how many of you guys wish you left early today and called it a week early? Type in 11 if you wish you called it a week early. I'm a broadcaster. I can't leave. I'll type in 11. I wish I could. My job entails me to stay. Everybody writing in 11. Hmm. Okay. Well, what if this was your tweet this morning at 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard on August 23rd? Good morning, bandits. Looking at this. All Mark 5s. Keep it easy. Geopolitical headline risk continues. Dot, dot, dot. Let's call it a week early. Dot, dot, dot. Now, why do I say things like that? Because it's obvious what's going to happen here. And I'm not trying to, ram trades down your throat and hoping that you could swallow it and find nutritional value from it. Yeah, I made money every single day this week. Beautiful. It was easy. There was zero stress. I enjoyed it. That was it. Remember the Apple one and done long we've been telling you about that's been working for us? A video that doesn't require you, buying a class, buying a room, buying a content, buying a personal one-on-one call with me, which I don't offer, by the way, nor will I offer. Why? Because I would never charge you for that. If I did do that for you, you would never be charged for that. But you see this here, 209.83 to 210.22. Yeah, that little 39-cent move in Apple was good enough for me to make money this morning in Apple. 40% of the room left after the first 2 minutes today. They were gone. Have a good weekend, guys. I'm done. Do you wish that you did that today? How much better would your day do if you had an entire room watching this garbage, stupid Apple idea on a 1 minute chart, buying and making up to 39 cents? Maybe you made 15 cents, let's say, 20 cents. I'm not saying you made 39 cents. But what if that was your day? Would your day be better? Now I want to talk about how I feel China can potentially retaliate. And I want you to take a very close look at this. Mike posted a link in the room to this. Thank you, Mike. GM China, General Motors has 39% of their business from China. What I think the Chinese are going to do next is ban US automobiles from coming in their country. We will keep I think it's escalating, and I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't worry about it. And you said you shouldn't worry about it, Mark. Yeah, I know. I'll get to that one step at a time. But looking at it, General Motors here, for example, if they lose their Chinese business, that's it. They're no longer a profitable company. You lose that 39% in China, and your margins will go haywire, your productivity will go haywire, and everything that you did and set up your structure for will be irrelevant and needs to be changed, and will cost a lot of money to change. General Motors cannot afford China coming out and saying, "Yeah, we're not going to buy any more US automobiles." That would send US automakers in a spiral downwards. And even though we heard China talking about putting tariffs on US automobiles coming in the country, the fact that we're raising the rhetoric, China, in my humble opinion, is going to respond. So companies like General Motors, companies like Ford, these are going to be the first companies to get their faces slammed through if this trade war continues. So I did want to mention that yeah, there's a lot of companies here at risk based on that. And there's one more thing, I definitely want to mention here because again, I don't do Newsbeat shows. I normally don't do Newsbeat shows at this time, but I think it's just too important to talk about certain things. That's why I'm not going to fully go into, I showed you one trade, some stupid trade. I'm not going to go into everything. But I know everybody's thinking like this could be going into a recession. I could see a further correction coming. I don't see us going into a recession. See, one thing that you would be underestimating if you think we're going to go into a recession with China is the US and China looking at their money coffers dwindle and dwindle and dwindle and dwindle. And who do you think owns more US Treasury than any country in the world? Who? Well, let's look it up. Who owns most? I love Google. Who owns most US Treasuries? Um, let's see. Who owns? This was in July 30th, 2019. This is good enough. Who owns U.S. national debt? The biggest owner is you. Oh, how cute. U.S. debt was 22 trillion as of February 11th. Blah 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 blah. Intergovernment debt. Blah blah blah. Where's the China side? Public debt. I don't really care how it's there we go. In June 2018, China owned 1.8 trillion dollars of U.S. debt. $1.18 trillion. That's more than a third of the foreign holdings between China and Japan. Japan has 1.03. But what do you think happens when China suffers? Japan suffers, South Korea suffers, North Korea suffers. Everybody in the region suffers. If we have a third of our foreign debt suffering from other countries, I mean, I don't want to think of the unthinkable here, but if China starts just unloading this debt on the open market, it would flash crash us again. We would get a third flash crash. We would get our third flash crash. That's what would happen, in my opinion. Now, flash crash doesn't necessarily mean we go into a recession. In fact, here was the last flash crash. One of my better days of trading. Here was, what was it, right over, no, it was before that. It was in the 2015. I'll take it on the weekly. Right over here, where the Qs dropped to 84.74. Right over here. Remember that? Back in August 2015. That was the last flash crash, and we looked up and never looked back since. So I'm not going to come out and say flash crashes are bearish, even if the market, goes down in some form of term. But if this continues, if this rhetoric escalates and continues, which I do not believe it will, I'll say it now before every imbecile on CNBC waits for the next headline before they change their mind. I'm going to say it now. There's only one person. Everyone on CNBC sucks except for one person. And that's Scott Redler, of course. Outside of that, you just stop and you look here at the triple Qs, and it's like, okay, yeah, we're falling down today. Nothing changed. What's going to happen is the US and China, in my opinion, are going to start looking in their pockets and start telling themselves, okay, where do we draw the line? Can we come to some form of arrangement? Because right now, it just feels like this is more emotionally activated talks. It's more emotionally activated talks, and the emotional rhetoric is continuing on both ends of the spectrum. And it's going to come to the time where, you know how they say calmer heads prevail? Right now, no heads are calm. So there's going to be calmer heads, people around the leaders of the US and China who are coming up with these decisions, whatever group of people are doing so. They're going to be like, wait a moment. Let's just take a timeout. Let's take a breather. Take a breather. Okay. What can we do? What needs to be done? What is fair? What makes both sides save face in a terrible situation? And that's the type of talks I believe will be happening behind closed doors after today is over. But this rhetoric is going to continue. Um, the president is going to address something supposedly this afternoon. That can mean anything. Afternoon is after 12 o'clock p.m., and it's after 12 o'clock p.m., so it might not even be during market hours. But I'm pretty sure it's going to say something along the lines of, we are going to do this by this date if we don't come to an agreement by that date. That is my thoughts of what will happen. that they'll raise the tariffs even further, and if we don't come to an agreement. And do I think an agreement will come? Yes. I don't really think we're going into a full-fledged bear market. I know we've been dropping recently, and I know I'm the person saying it when fear, it seems, is at its absolute highest. When fear, it seems, is at its absolute highest based on the rhetoric. Markets are still in overall very strong shape. I will always say people who try to predict the bear market coming before it comes will almost always be off on time. I say almost always because, again, speaking about imbeciles on CNBC, you have the people who go on who are perma bears. And I'm bearish every single year, and then the one year we go down, aha! And then they're like, we'll introduce you to somebody who was calling the bear market at the beginning of the year, and you're like, I want to see what he has to say, but they don't tell you he was doing it so for the past 20 years. I don't want to be that person, but I highly doubt a bear market is coming as a result of this. The biggest thing that China can do right now that would slam into the US is basically do something against our automobile industry, which would be negatively detrimental for GM, Ford, and other US automakers that sell their vehicles in China. With that being said, I just want you to know there are traders out there making money in this environment and not caring about this geopolitical drama whatsoever. And sometimes you just have to tell it how it is. And that's what I'm doing. And I'll tell you, there's some people who can't hear that. They're just so blinded and swear by whatever they're doing that they'll see what I'm doing here and they'll say, even you make money, it'll never work for me, or they're very negative on something or whatever. But I'll tell you, we just got a huge influx of new people into our room, into our service. They're having great weeks. They're batting real well. They're making money, and they don't care about any of this geopolitical nonsense. And the truth is, although I'm sharing it with you today, I could give a crap less either. I hope you guys enjoyed the Newsbeat show. Happy trading, make money. I'll see you guys Sunday afternoon for the Newsbeat Live Evolutionary Gathering, Sunday evening on the Newsbeat show, after the Newsbeat show on Sunday evening for the Newsbeat Mentoring Mailbag, and Monday morning on the Newsbeat live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful weekend.